Hey, it's Em, and I woke up this morning prepared to do a video about the few movies I've watched recently, but then woke up to the very sad news of Jimmy Buffett's passing. So I will do the things I've been watching, and there will be timestamps in the description below. But I also just want to remember Jimmy Buffett, who was a huge influence on me from childhood. I was born to parrot head parents. I grew up listening to Jimmy. The Volcano album was one of the first things that I learned to put on the turntable as a kid, because I am, yes, that old. And, I saw him multiple times in concert, including one of his Fenway shows at Fenway Park in Boston, and just recently in May in San Diego at what was one of his final concerts. And he's just meant a lot to me in my life. His music got me through some really tough times, and I am extremely sad that he's gone. The Labor Day weekend show is in Paradise this year, and I guess every year from here on out. But anyway, thanks, Jimmy, for everything you've done. May the wind be in your sails and the stars be your guide. And with that said, let's get on with the rest of the video. Okay, I'm going to try to keep from tearing up, and I really only have 3 movies to discuss that I've watched recently. Finally saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I saw it streaming because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I haven't been going to the cinema much. I did the Barbenheimer thing, but the cinema experience lately has not been great. I just feel like public behavior is kind of declining post-COVID. That's a whole other topic that I've ranted about in other videos, so I won't talk about it now. I will say, really enjoyed Across the Spider-Verse. There were some scenes that I literally, as I was watching, despite us having a massive home television, I was thinking, gee, this would have been great to see on the big screen. So it is a movie that, if I ever get a chance to see on the big screen in the future, I might be tempted to go back to the cinema for that. It's a fun movie. It's got some great comedic moments. It ends on a huge cliffhanger. So we're waiting for the rest of the story, more or less. Did I like it as much as the first one? Not quite story-wise. I felt like the first one I preferred, maybe just because it was self-contained. This one is great to look at, and like I said, the comedic moments were especially good for me. I love that kind of thing. And overall, I really, really enjoyed the movie. And, I'll keep watching these for as long as they keep making them, in the hopes that they will treat their VFX teams a little better in the future, though. There's Crowley giving his 2 cents. But yeah, it was a really good movie, and it's interesting to see the influence that this particular style is now having on things like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie and stuff like that, which is a movie I also want to see, but again, we'll probably wait for streaming. I don't think there's anything I feel like I absolutely have to see in the cinema at this point. Maybe Dune next year, but that's the only thing that I feel like I need the big screen for. I could be forgetting something or missing something. Something may change your mind. If you think there's a movie coming out that absolutely has to be seen on the big screen, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if that's something that I want to do. The other movie we watched streaming was Asteroid City, which is Wes Anderson's latest film. Not counting whatever just happened at the Venice Film Festival, because I think he had a short there or something that was a big deal. But Asteroid City was a Wes Anderson movie, so it very much had that feel to it. It is about a group of people who are quarantined in a desert town after an alien stops by and then leaves, and the government has to kind of, I think it's set in the 50s. It's complicated because it's a show within a show. It's like it's a stage play being put on. I don't know. It's typical Wes Anderson. I really enjoyed it. I liked it more than The French Dispatch, which as an anthology movie was to me less fun. I really liked that first one with Owen Wilson, but after that, the rest of the stories in The French Dispatch just kind of didn't do anything for me. I can barely even remember them, which tells you something. Grand Budapest Hotel remains my favorite Wes Anderson film. I also really like The Royal Tenenbaums. But yeah, Asteroid City was a lot of fun. And, if you like Wes Anderson, you'll like this too. It's just kind of, it's I don't want to say more of the same because each one is quirky in its own way, I feel like. But part of the fun of watching a Wes Anderson movie is the just the color palette and the anyway, we'll leave it at that. And finally, I watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which came out yesterday for streaming, and so we made it our family movie night. I have a long history with Indiana Jones since childhood. My friend and I used to play Indiana Jones. I was always Indy. I have a fedora, the fedora. You can see. I don't know if this will end up cut off, but I've got my big Indiana pop and my little staff of raw headpiece here. And yeah, so was it good? I actually was a little bit bored, honestly, in the Dial of Destiny. A lot of the action sequences go on just a little too long, and there's a lot of MacGuffins. You got to get this thing and then this thing and then this thing, so it feels almost video gamey in the process of we got to get this and then we got to get this and and then we got to put it all together and and build the time. It's and then there's like a time travel aspect that felt just a little bit of a stretch too far. I still liked it better than Crystal Skull, which I'll never watch again. This I would at least watch again, maybe. Last Crusade and Raiders are tied for me best indie films. Temple of Doom, obviously big impact on my childhood, like I said, and and then this one, and then Crystal Skull still like way down. Like there's still a big gap between Dial of Destiny and Crystal Skull for me. A little bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it yet and you want to, but the end where they go back in time to the Siege of Syracuse and they meet Archimedes, I almost feel like it would have been a more fitting end for Indy to stay, honestly. I kind of was annoyed that his agency was kind of taken away from him by Helena punching him and us, I guess, dragging him back through the portal. We don't see that. We know that the portal's going to close. There's kind of like a portal in the clouds, and we see that it's going to close, and I guess they get back in that plane and they go, but we don't see that part. The callbacks were good. They weren't too obnoxious. There were, a few that were like maybe a bit over the top, but it wasn't awful. The score is great, as always. John Williams does a great job there. And there was something else I was gonna say, and I've forgotten it already. But yeah, overall, it was a little too long. Oh no, I was gonna say, I laughed like a lunatic about the face ringing the bell joke. It's just such a basic joke, but for some reason, Harrison Ford's delivery of that line killed me, and my kids were like, what is wrong with you? And but it was stupidly funny, and maybe it's just that I like dad jokes. I don't know, but that I hadn't laughed that hard at something in a really long time. So there you go. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It's fine. I mean, you know, it's not great, but I wouldn't tell you not to see it if you're an Indiana Jones fan, whereas Crystal Skull, I'd tell you to skip it. Just pretend it doesn't exist. So, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. And, yeah, that's it. Those are the 3 movies I've watched recently. As for television, we are in the middle of Only Murders in the Building Season 3. Really enjoying that season so far. I'm enjoying it more than I enjoyed last season. So, you know, maybe because of the theater, you know, milieu, because I love theater. I've participated in theater and been active in theater on and off for a long time. So, so that environment, it makes for an interesting story. For me personally, I don't know. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think we're maybe halfway through the season now. And when we get to the end, we can talk about Only Murders fully, if that's something you're interested in. So let me know what you've been watching, anything you think I should watch, any movies you think I should see. Like I said, anything you think I should see in the cinema. You're like, no, you got to see this on the big screen. This is going to be huge or whatever. Let me know in the comments. I am still searching for a book that will hold my interest. I keep picking books up, and they're good. They're good books. They're just not working for me at this moment. They're books I want to go back and read, but I just can't focus on them right now. So I do need to find something to read. If you have recommendations on that, let me know that too, because I am desperate for something to read. And anyway, in the meantime, take care.